corazón, mi corazón. E si riempiono gli occhi con le onde del mare.
Oi, oi, oi. Hello everyone, my name is Dasha Yakushova. Welcome back to my channel. If you see me for the first time, make sure to subscribe to my channel because I'm sharing here all of my experience in the Netherlands, studying abroad, student lifestyle. So I hope you will enjoy it, and today we're going to be talking about my experience of the university of my choice, which is Erasmus University, Rotterdam. And now I'm halfway through my degree, which is International Bachelor of Communication and Media, and I'm going to be talking from my student perspective. What is it like to study here? And maybe this could help you with your choice if you are doubting whether you should apply to this university or not. In this video, I will try to cover everything from the price point of the degree itself to the format of the classes. So stay tuned and keep watching. This video promises to be long, so make sure you have something to snack or drink while you're watching. So without further ado, let's get started. So let's talk about the structure of my degree. First of all, I want to say that everything in our university is the Bachelor of Science, so Master of Science. We are a research-oriented university, so it's not very practical, but it's very research-oriented, which is very important to know when you're choosing your degree, especially in the Netherlands, because there is a very clear distinction between WO and HABO, if I'm not mistaken, is the second one. So there are many different levels of degree, and the Erasmus University Rotterdam is WO. So the bachelor degree in the Netherlands has a length of 3 years, and I believe that's a perfect time to cover all the material, because for example in Ukraine, where I come from, all of our degrees in the bachelor level are 4 years, and first year is very like foundational. You're still kind of have like school-like schedule, and it's not the case for the Netherlands because you jump straight away to your specialization and you cover more of a, let's say, study-related and future job-related subjects. And what I like most about my program, that in 3 years we cover so many things. First of all, 3 years is 180 ECTC credits, so that's the overall amount of credits that you get when you're graduating. And the first year is very fixed, so the curriculum is basically not possible to change per person, but this changes from the start of the second year, when you can actually choose your focus area and then you can choose your electives. So there are several tracks that you can choose within your degree. Those are so-called focus areas. So for example, you are interested in media and politics, so that could be your focus area, and within this focus area there are specific courses that you need to take. You can still choose between them, and there is a workshop, like a research workshop, that you need to take connected to this focus area as well. So there are 4 focus areas, I believe, between which you can choose and take the courses accordingly. So that's about focus area, but we also have electives. Electives are subjects that you can take outside of our program and even outside of our faculty. So if you're very interested, for example, in economics or business administration, you can take some of the courses that are from those programs, from those faculties. You are absolutely welcome to broaden your perspective and the scope of knowledge. That's about the classes flexibility, let's say, and the way you can build your own curriculum. Then in the second year, we also have a mandatory internship. Internship, just in case, for those who doesn't know, is the time for you to gain practical knowledge, let's say, in the working environment. So in the company, without any experience. Well, if you have some, it's nice, but you can start your internship without any, and that's basically for you to acquire those practical skills and experience from the industry that you are willing to work in after your graduation. I am currently at the phase of internship, so I'm doing my internship right now at the company called Crocs in their European headquarters, and I think that's really nice that you can work in those like startups or like big corporation as I do, and just basically understand what you like, what you don't like. That also helps you a lot to navigate your future choices. Here, nobody usually takes interns for less than 5-6 months. So let's say 2 months requirement from the university is just a formality, but usually you would need to work more. And the compensation for the internship is very low itself. You are getting paid, but it's not a salary, it's like a compensation, because it usually varies somewhere between €0 a month to 500-600 euros a month. If that's like very top companies, that's gonna be around 1,000 euros, but then it's very unlikely to get an internship in the place like this. In the third year, you will have a chance to again choose, and not only between like focus areas and electives, but also in the first 2 terms, I believe, you can choose between a minor and exchange. Exchange is basically, you know, like this Erasmus Plus program, or if it's outside of Europe, just a student exchange, where you get to experience new culture, get somewhere else and study in a completely different environment, sometimes even in a different language. So you basically choose between one of our partner universities. It is different per each faculty, per each study program. There are several spots in each university where you can go to. There is like an application process and then selection based on your GPA and motivation. And then you're going to be selected to one of your choices where you want to go on exchange. And basically the third year, it's like first semester, is fully dedicated to your exchange. For example, I'm looking forward for my exchange because I'm going to Barcelona, Spain, and I just can't wait to be there, you know? So you can go to like Singapore, Canada, to UK. So it's not limited to Europe only. And we have quite great partners. So you can choose to study in one of the best universities in the world. And the good thing about that is that you will still be paying the tuition fee that you're paying here in our university, which is always usually lower than in those like top universities. If you don't want to do an exchange and you just want to stay like in the city, don't move again, you can choose to do a minor. A minor is like a specialization or like addition to your degree, where you can get some knowledge outside of your let's say usual content that you're studying. For example, you want to again learn some basics of like law. So you're gonna take a minor in law. And although I'm studying media and communication, we never touch any like those legal issues. So that could be nice to know like a European law, like copyrights, and learn more about that, for example. So that's also going to be happening for like a first half of the year instead of an exchange. So you always have those 2 options if you are doing my degree. I know that for different programs this differs quite a lot, because for example in a different faculty some students have fixed curriculum for 2 years, and in the third year they choose between minor, internship and student exchange. So that's a very good thing about my program specifically. I would really recommend to look at the website and find the program you like and read more carefully about the program structure. So I sat down in one of my favorite spots next to the university and just wanted to discuss the topic of prices, because I didn't touch it till this point. So the thing is that I'm not a European, so the European and international fees varies a lot, as you may know. And the thing is that for Europeans, all programs have the same pricing. And for international, it's not the case. So each faculty, each program decides upon the tuition fees every year. So since I started, the fee for my program was raised around by 3,000 euros. So right now the price is around 10k per year. So yeah, and for Europeans, for this year it's gonna be 2,514 if I'm not mistaken. And you know, I definitely won't say that it's cheap, but it's still less than in the UK or US, because yeah, still the level of education is very high. Would I pay international fee? That's very questionable. I was asking myself this question several times during my program, and I don't think honestly it's worth it to pay international fee, because I applied in the year when there was a discount for Ukrainians. It was only for 1 year, so Ukrainians who are applying right now are not eligible for this discount, but still I wouldn't say that I would pay it again. And speaking of prices, I know many people are interested in scholarships. Unfortunately, there are not many of them available, especially if you're applying for a bachelor's degree. By the way, the masters for internationals costs like my kidney because it's literally 20k for 1 year of masters. That's crazy in my point of view, and for Europeans it's still the same price. So the masters, the bachelors, so the level of education doesn't matter. It's gonna be still less than 3k a year. Is it a lot? Well, everyone decides for themselves, but I just would say that don't count on scholarships if you want to get one. And yeah, guys, literally 3 months later I decided to finish this video. Yeah, 3 months have passed after I recorded the previous parts, but you know, on this wonderful summer day I have only my internship left in my agenda, so I have time to finally edit and post videos on YouTube. Thank God for that. So I want to finish a couple more things about studying at Erasmus, touch upon some financial parts a bit more, then move to exams and types of classes that we have in our university, and yeah, I guess that's it. Yeah, so finishing the finances, because it's very important part when you're a student, because you're kind of busy and not able to work full time. So the thing is that I would say, with the crazy inflation we have right now, the bare absolute minimum that you need to live in Rotterdam is 1,000 euros per month, including housing. If you're renting a quite cheap small room, it would be enough, but of course the more the better to live a more comfortable life. Also, earning money here as a student is not a problem. There are multiple part-time opportunities, especially even for people who don't speak Dutch. It's a bit harder, but still you can get 10, 12, 15 euros per hour working as a student. So yeah, it's no problem at all to find some kind of side hustle here. And of course, to make your life a bit easier during your first year when you're moving to Rotterdam and studying at the Erasmus University, would be get housing on campus. That is a pro tip, because if you're able to do that, you're the luckiest person in the world, because it's nearly impossible to get it, but you should definitely try. I know the registrations opens around April for rooms, or studios. We have both options, so just stay alert for that. Moving on to the types of classes that we have, I think it's only 3 types of classes. So first of all, it's lectures, something happening in a big hall, probably non-mandatory attendance. You just sit down and listen to the lecturer as he's presenting or she's presenting some kind of material to you. Every week you have 1 lecture, also dependent on the course that you're taking, but still. And then there's a tutorial that's following that class, not at the same day, but could be any time during the week. You will be discussing the same kind of topic that you had during your lectures. You need to come prepared for tutorials. That's like important to participate in the discussion. It's a smaller group class where you interact directly with some of your peers and a tutorial teacher, where you can ask questions about material, practice it, etc. And then there are classes such as workshops. Those are 3-hour long classes, if I'm not mistaken. And there it's like very practical because you need to develop something during that class. So you are being taught some, let's say, practical skills, or you're doing some kind of tasks in the class itself that's taking quite a long time. Again, it's like very broad definitions of all the classes that I mentioned, but I hope it's a bit more clear of what to expect. Regarding the time that we get to study during the week, for scheduled classes, including all of those types of classes, we usually have around 7 to 10 hours of classes with, let's say, teachers. But a lot of the things are dedicated for students for self-study. So you're expected to study, let's say, at least another 10 hours on top of your classes during the week to go through all the readings, all the videos, slides, whatever, to be on top of the material and know what's going on with the course, and of course your assignments. Moving to exams, it's also pretty flexible and subject dependent. It could be like open exam where you just write an essay, but for me it's mostly multiple choice. For example, you get 30 questions with multiple choice, and then another 5 questions at the end with like short answer that is like with a limit of 200 words, let's say, where you need to answer some kind of questions. The exams are happening every term, so every half semester, let's say, you have an exam. At least that's how it works for me. Sometimes there are also midterms happening, so it's basically like after 4 weeks of your course, you write a like short form exam, let's say, like a preview of the exam, and then after another 4 weeks you write a full exam. So usually the study period is 8 weeks for a course itself, and per term we get 3 courses. Again, I don't want to say that I am a representative of the whole university of all programs. I'm telling about my experience and something that I've heard from like different programs from my friends that I have, so no judgment if it's not gonna end up true. Truth? I don't know how to say it. Whatever, fully correct. What happens if you don't pass an exam? But basically nothing, you just don't pass an exam, so you don't get credits for the course that you've taken. You have 2 options. First of all, if you just didn't pass the exam, you can reseat it. It's usually happening at the end of a semester or year. And your second option, if you like completely fail the course and maybe there wasn't an exam or something happened, you need to retake the full course again in the following academic year. So it's your responsibility, you know, to get those credits, because otherwise you're not gonna be graduated. Woohoo! And we want to avoid that. As I'm editing this video, I actually realized I didn't cover such an important topic of like social life, events, and all of this like more fun stuff in the university. And I want to say that in terms of like connections, community, opportunities, Erasmus is one of the best places, at least in the Netherlands for sure. The amount of like, for example, job fairs or trips organized by student associations is so big that you can find something for yourself like 100%. And if you cannot find, for example, an association based on your nationality, on your hobby, on your, I don't know, like job prospects, you can create one. And there is a lot of room for creation of something. And I feel like university really contributes to the well-being of their students because they have psychologists and they often organize like talks on like very hot topics. I feel like this is really like inviting students to participate and recognize some feelings, some problems that they have, and help them to deal with the situation, because in this crazy world everything that is happening is very traumatizing, and the university can actually help students processes or handle it in a better, like easier way, let's say. And we have so many like festivals organized, or we have something called Eurekaweek for freshmen. So basically people who are just coming for their first year at Erasmus University Rotterdam for a bachelor or for master. At the end of the August, before the academic year, there are like couple days with a very fun program full of parties, meetings with new people. You get like a team of leaders and they guide you through this whole period of time. And this is where you make friends. So if you're considering of whether or not you should go to that, absolutely. I would definitely say that like first couple weeks at the university, including this like starting, let's say, event of the year, this is your time to make friends because at the beginning it's the easiest, let's say. We also have something called Student Wellbeing Week. It's a week when we get a lot of like coaching activities and maybe some physical activities for free, like workouts and stuff. It's also quite often that we get some kind of free food on the campus. It's super fun for me because you're going from one class to another and then you suddenly see a truck with, I don't know, like poffertjes. It's like small Dutch pancakes, and you're like, oh my god, I definitely need that. Or like a pizza, or every time it's something new. Could be just coffee, but it's super fun because of course we have all the facilities on campus, like a whole food plaza. We have like a whole building with cafes where you can buy something to eat, and we have like a supermarket on campus. But you know, it's not that fun when it is for money, because when it's gratis, well, you will learn Dutch, it's free. It's much more fun and you really feel like want something in this life, you know. So yeah, I guess that's all for now. And remember, it's not interesting to know everything in advance, so I really want you to come and experience life as Erasmian here in Rotterdam, and then share with me what is it like to be a student here, because it's truly an amazing community that you can find here. I hope you enjoyed this video, found something useful for yourself, and if you have any questions left, please let me know in the comments and I will be happy to answer them or record more videos. Bye!